Well, obviously we're disappointed this evening. I got to take my hat off to Coach Hope and his staff and the football team. They fought hard. It was a good game. We're disappointed with the outcome, of course. We can't have those kind of mistakes in a tight ball game. We knew going in, their defense, their front seven, really good. The turnovers, with their offense and what they do, we can't have them. But I tell you, our team battled to the very end. I really thought coming out of halftime we were going to be fine, and we've been in those games before, and we just didn't make enough plays at the end to get it done. There's nothing that happened this evening that we cannot correct. The effort's there. The kids are hungry. They're bonded together, and we're going to one game at a time, and take this one and correct the mistakes. Very excited about going home on the Frank in front of the best fans in our conference, and it's going to be a sold-out show, and we're going to have a lot of energy and get ready to go. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Please introduce yourself before you ask your first question.
Coach Albin in Raleigh with WOEB. Is there any update you can give on Curtis?
Curtis wanted to go back in. We're going to go back to Athens and get him checked out a little bit closer. Maybe an X-ray, maybe. But I'm not too concerned about it at this time. He's again upset with us. It's wanting to play. We're just playing it safe, and we'll just take it a day at a time.
If I could just follow up, are you looking at a potential leg injury? Is that the fear?
I don't think so, but Curtis he had a little limp, but the X-ray, if we have to get an X-ray, will not be on the leg. I know, especially the one that he had surgery on. I know that. Is that fair?
Where could you? That's okay.
Very good.
I can keep going, I guess. So obviously, despite the injury, your defense, I believe, stepped up in a big way. What did you see from that side?
Yeah, I thought looking at the numbers, they controlled the line of scrimmage. They had the one long run, but the defense battled, held them to a field goal, kept us in the ball game. The turnover right before halftime was huge, and for San Diego State to go down the field and score right before half was a huge momentum thing, And but I really am excited with our defense and with what I saw, and I'm going to tip my hat to their quarterback. He made a couple throws in the fourth quarter, I think back-to-back throws. Really, he dropped a couple balls in there. 81, the tight end's a really good player. We knew that going in, but at the end of the day, the mistakes that we had, not taking anything away from San Diego State, they just made a couple more plays than we did. You can't have those turnovers in a tight game like that.
Bobby Corbett from the Post. It seemed like the offense just struggled a little bit more towards the red zone on that end of the field. What is it like facing that sort of defense, especially down towards the red zone? What do they do?
They did a nice job of mixing up the coverages, but they stuck to what we saw on film. Closer you got, tighter the coverage. The one corner, boundary corner, is long. He had a couple of really nice deflections, covered us well. I thought CJ threw the ball catchable a couple of times, and Miles made a play. We had a couple of times that we didn't, but I'd like to sit here and say that we made just mistakes, but San Diego State did a good job on defending the end zone.
Steve Helwick, Hustle Belt. It looked like, I think CJ had about 41 throws in that game. Was having him throw that much, was that a result of the new clock rules kind of?
Nah.
Like behind with that?
Really, that rules, I think it's a rule, and with how we operate as an offense, it's not a thing for us, really. We talked about it, but it doesn't change anything we do. He was throwing the ball well, with the exception of the interceptions, and he's got to throw it away a couple times. They made a couple good plays on it, but it's just kind of the flow of the game. I thought we ran the ball good enough to win the football game, and it just didn't go our way.
Coach, specifically Bryce Houston on that side of the ball, I believe he had 13 tackles today. How important is he to this football team, especially when you have a situation where Curtis goes down, for him to be able to be kind of the calm in the storm almost?
Yeah, again, I'm happy with Bryce and Key. You know, Key's missed the last couple of games, you know, the injury. We had the surgery in the off season. Both those guys are solid. There are leaders out there, those two linebackers and captains. But we played a lot of guys on defense today, particularly in the front seven. I mean, a lot. I bet you the number's going to be 15 guys in the front seven. So that's a good thing. We want to be peaking at the right time, come league play, and we're going to regroup and have a lot of energy coming home.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.